Hello, everybody. It's Marilyn Wilson here, president of RE Technology, and with our Monday coffee chat. And for those of you that have been with us before, thank you so much. We really appreciate your attendance, and we hope that they're helpful for you because we created these really in real time, seeing what was happening with COVID and saying, we've got so many great technology leaders that we have relationships with through RE Technology. We wanted to bring them to you and give you really tangible, practical, and hopefully sometimes free or at least very affordable tips on what to do right now and how to use this time really to prepare yourself for even a more amazing future as we get out of this mess. So thanks to everybody for coming today, and thank you, Reggie, for being our esteemed guest this morning.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Yeah, so before we jump in, I just wanted to, I know many of you are using Zoom, so I don't know if you've been on GoToMeeting lately. We're using it these ways. But anyway, if you go over to the control panel, you'll see where it says questions. If you just click on that, open that up, and type in your question. We answer them many times in real time as our guests are speaking, and if not, we'll try to answer it for you toward the end of the session. So feel free to do that, and we'll go from there. So yes, we've got Reggie. Whoops, we got Reggie Nikolaj with us today. He's the vice president of marketing for Realtors Property Resource. And I believe, Reggie, now how many MLS or association markets? Pretty much everyone has RPR now, don't they?
That is, with the consolidations, I don't have the count in front of me. I should have, bad guessed, but yeah, just about all of them, and it's fantastic for the members.
Yeah, it really is. So before we jump in, maybe let's just talk a little bit about, I know that you're a long distance runner. I'm envious that I could never do that, but tell me how how's that helping you survive this, kind of what's going on in the world right now?
Well, it's a great question, and honestly, the survival part is so important because I notice for myself, there's more stress than usual. Whether it's just trying to get through it, work, the stress it's going to take to do the job. Maybe there's more people doing, around you at home, and so it's just a little more complicated to focus. I find that when I get out on the run, hopefully not crowds, because that stresses me out too. But when I get out on the run, I can literally just feel that the stress disappear, and it happens right away. And I become just such a happier person. And then it translates back to my work. So
I bet. Yeah. So this is related but non-related. Having the discipline you have to be a long distance runner, it sounds like at some point now you kind of have to do it, but all of us are trying to, especially in times like this, we're trying to create regularity and certainty and good habits. What's your advice about how to create good habits? Like, how did you get to have the consistency to be a long distance runner and do that, regularly?
You've got to start off with goals for yourself. That's the number one thing, and don't make them all easy. Start off, make sure they're doable, but then keep trying to improve those goals and take them to the next step. And then there's going to be days when you feel like, maybe today I just don't have what it takes. But my advice is push through it. What's amazing is how quickly that mindset changes. Sometimes for me, it's just the moment from the couch to my room to put on my shoes. It's literally, it's like I got to put the coffee down and I'm, but once you do that, it's amazing. Everything changes, your outlook improves, and it feeds itself. I'd say for someone that was new and wanting to try doing this, start with small runs. Don't try, because you don't want to be so sore that you're not going to want to come at it the next day. But if you do want to try, do a little run and then make it bigger slowly over time.
And isn't that kind of the same thing with real estate? Like you have to have discipline, and maybe you start with smaller goals in this whole world as well.
That's right. I think sometimes, we aspire to do too much too quickly, and when it's not realistic, we lose sight of it, we feel discouraged, and we don't end up meeting our goals. So yeah, like make it doable, hit that goal, exceed it, and then recast the goal, make it bigger.
Yeah, so I mean that's what we're here today is we're gonna try to show you that. And I would just say again to the audience, like give yourself a little grace because there's so many things getting thrown at you right now. But we've got some really specific, tangible, achievable, and importantly free things that you can do, which Reggie's going to take us through. So Reggie, why don't we start here with, we just did a survey where we asked people about COVID-19 and when we asked what were the kinds of things that people were spending their time on, the largest number of people, I think it was almost 2/3, actually a little over 2/3, said that they were reaching out to their customers, right? To, just find out how they were doing and just to see if there's anything that they can do to support them. So how can RPR help them with those types of activities right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways, but I feel like given the way, hey, if you want to reach out to your customers and see how they're doing, have your, how is the market script ready? Maybe have it accompanied by a market activity report that's going to really back up what's going on. These can be made for any geographic area, so you can really customize it for the conversation. And I feel like, that's the really good first step. Just make sure you've prep that. You're going to get to use this over and over.
Yeah, once you do it once, right?
Right.
And what I'm hearing is a lot of times, of course, the first question is, and I'm sure it's just our human response as to how are you doing? How's your family doing? Do you need anything? That type of stuff. But then if they start to ask you questions about the market, which, I'm sure many people do, I've heard that they do, because I think a lot of people are drawing this unfair comparison that back in 2008, 9, 10, when we had the last recession and real estate really was at the center of it, right? People are like, oh my God, here we go again. My house value is going to go down, et cetera, et cetera. So you can obviously show them through RPR that is not in fact the case, right?
That's exactly right. I mean, you can look and you can do comparisons, 30-day comparisons, year-to-year comparisons, whatever it is that you're trying to show. And I think it's interesting. I mean, people at home right now are having conversations about their home, whether you know it or not as an agent, but they're living inside this home every day. They're thinking about any limitations their home has, any dreams, right, of maybe growing. I'm not saying everyone wants to move right now, but it's just interesting when that conversation is being floated in households. So yeah, be prepared to give them that. The other thing that's interesting, though, I think a flip to that is to your question is think about the prospecting side of this that's not your current contacts. Yes, so on here on the screen, for example, right, we have one of the RPR maps up on the screen. So with the RPR map, it's super powerful, but you can actually draw a customized shape and you can pull data numbers from that area. You can create market activity reports. So I would encourage, and you can even create mailing labels, by the way. So and see awesome. Sports of owners. So yeah, I think this is a great time to look at the areas that you're doing geographical marketing campaigns and tighten up. If you haven't got both feet in, maybe you compare a few neighborhoods to see which has the best turnover rate.
That's a great idea.
Absorption rates, et cetera. And then while I'm on this topic, I would just point out with mailing labels, and this is very much COVID related, we worked with Black Knight until the end of June 30th to upgrade the amount of labels that every agent can create, which was 2,000, now it's 4,000 a month. So really try to help agents pull more from the system.
And now maybe just take a quick step back. Actually, I'd love to hear from the audience. How many of you are currently using, maybe you could just type it in the chat there, or in the chat. Just tell me how many are currently using RPR or have tried to use RPR in the past. Just give us a quick take on that. But while we're waiting for that, Reggie, maybe just take a quick step back and give us a brief overview about what RPR is, and especially about how easy it is to create a report. To me, this is one of the best things people can do right now.
You bet. So RPR stands for Realtors Property Resource. It is a member benefit for every realtor out there. There's no additional cost for the platform. So once you get in, you get unlimited use. You can create an unlimited number of reports, and you get a mobile app to access the website also and reports. So basically the way it works there with RPR, there is a residential and a commercial side to the platform. So based on your needs, you'll go into the side of the site that matters most. And then it's really just like, searching your MLS or any site for that matter. You can start with a property address or an area. Depending on what you put in, though, it's going to take you different areas. So if you put in a property address, it's going to take you right to a property. If you put in a geographic area, something like you have here on the screen, where you actually can start to slice and dice a neighborhood. Maybe you look at commute times, walk times, radius areas, pre-existing like school attendance zones. These can all be viewed from the map here. But then at the end of the day, the output from your work here gets put onto these PDF reports. There's a myriad of the reports between both commercial and residential. but they range from property reports to sellers reports, market activity report, neighborhood report, school report. So really, any situation you have in real estate, there's a report
Yeah.
for it. So, like I said, they're available on the mobile app too. So, when we're not under stay at home and we can be about, the mobile app is one of the tools I hear agents like to adopt first, because it's just so easy. It's right there on your phone. It uses your location,
Yeah.
and it can give you the data quickly.
Yeah, it's like I've used it before. I mean, I'm not a realtor, but I'd access thanks to Reggie. And if you create a report, you literally put in a subject property, and you can and add your contact information, your branding to it. In seconds, you can send someone a, what, 30-page report, Reggie, are the biggest ones. I mean, they're
Yeah,
really
you can
robust.
grow bigger than that if you want to do the full seller's report that does everything, but you can
Yeah,
customize it just a few pages if you want as well. But you're right, the
yeah,
cover page, agents love that because they're always branded with their own information, their contact
yeah.
detail.
And it's such like I've done it, and again, I'm not a realtor, so I'm not selling, but I sent it to friends, and they're like, "Wow, this is amazing, Marilyn. You're so smart." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, I'm amazing." just ask me. But of course, it's not me. It's RPR that's doing all the work. So, and again, in a time like this, when people, number one, have a little bit more time on their hands, but more importantly, are worried about everything. Right? We're worried about our families. We're worried about our businesses. We're worrying about everything. If you can give them a little comfort that, your house is okay. Don't worry about this part. You got a lot of other things to worry about, but this is not it. And when you are thinking about coming back to to the market, let us know. I'm here for you. It's
Right.
more of a I'm here for you. Right? It's not a hard sell right now, but it's important. By the way, Reggie, we have a ton of people on the call that have used RPR, are using it, love it, or are looking for a little bit more training. So hold on for a minute. We're going to show you some great training that
Yeah, definitely get
that
on that.
that RPR is doing for you. So if you want to get deeper into this, we'll give you some resources in just a little bit. Okay, so let's talk about this one too. So I have a broker client who has told me that he absolutely adores our RPR, number one, but he's also told me, for if there's any brokers on the call, he's gotten rid of other tools he pays for using RPR instead because he feels like it's such a great tool. But he was able to do some really interesting things where he kind of helped all of his agents set up their own branding, and then he sort of gave them different levels of reports. So maybe you can show us a little bit about like how those might, what they look like. But actually, this is, I think, some good examples of things that you could do for your sellers or for your buyers, I guess, right? With
That's
the
right.
on the
That's
board
right.
right now.
Yeah, so here is an example, and I think it's a property report. It's not all
Yeah.
the pages, but just to give you an example visually of, they're attractive, colorful,
Hmm.
client-friendly reports. And notice though, the RPR branding at the top has been removed, and that is part of what we call the broker tool set, and it's
Hmm.
available to broker owners, and
Hmm.
it's also member benefits, so there's no cost. But what that does is it replaces RPR logo with that brokerage logo for the
Hmm.
company, for all of the agents. That way, when they're showcasing the report, it's unified with their brand, one cohesive presentation, and it just looks sharp. And
Yeah,
so
it's beautiful.
yeah, that's easy to set up, and we have a link that we'll get to it in a moment after we go through a few other screens.
Okay, gotcha.
On
Yeah.
the next screen, I want to show you, if you don't mind, this one here, because
Hmm.
this is the report generation screen. So basically, when an agent goes through RPR, picks something they want to share, and then gets to the report page, it looks like this. At the very
Okay.
top, it looks like about 8 or 10 custom pages. In this
Hmm.
case, what the broker did is they uploaded these essentially additional pages to the report. So it could be company
Awesome.
fact sheets, yeah, market metrics, where's the company relate in the market, maybe there's a company story, whatever it is. These are our company pages that augment the RPR reports, and then they're available for all agents. And they can be selected just like this. You just uncheck as the agent, uncheck or check the ones you want on the report you're creating, and voila, they're in the report.
So if you go to you click on reports to get to this, and then you say select a report, and
That's
then
exactly right.
there's a capability for you to upload new. So in effect, this can become a digital listing presentation, right?
That's what we're actually seeing happen right now, because see, not
Yeah.
only can the broker upload these custom photo pages, but the
Hmm.
agent can upload their own. So between the two, you can have 10 different custom PDFs, and those PDFs can be multiple pages. So it's super powerful. Yeah, make it what you want it to be. If you're an agent, include your testimonials, include anything you want about you, your agent fact sheet, any other, where you've sold the most homes, whatever it is,
Yeah.
append them to this report, and then they'll always be there.
So, so if you historically have been the kind of person that, met, of course, most of us, right, meet face to face, and many times use a paper presentation, this is good, if not better, that can be done digitally, and you can still jump onto a GoToMeeting or any kind of a call and walk someone through this presentation, right? If you wanted to, just like, it's not the same as sitting at the kitchen table, but it's not that far off from it, right?
You're exactly right, because at the end of the day, these are digital PDFs, so we have to print them to make them, the traditional kind of format. You could right now email it, have a GoToMeeting, go to whatever it is, Zoom. You could present it, screen share it, talk about it, I think, pretty easily. And that's the nice thing, is they can be customized, so you can get rid of the noise. If there's sections of the report that's too much, take them out. We only want to give the reports that will answer the questions that meet the client's needs. If you feel like you're going on too much, remove them.
Yeah, because you might lose them. Yeah, that's what my broker client did. Is he sort of had the, the really, the client, right, that has to know every detail and every piece of data. There's those types, and then there's some that just want to give me the bottom line. How much is my house worth, and what's going on in the market? And you can do anything or all of those above. You can do a whole spectrum of things,
And
and
that's
it's super easy. And did I say it's free? This is important right now, right?
it should always be important, but right now especially.
Exactly. And well, just a quick aside on this too. Many times the RPR functionality is available either through your association or through the MLS side of your association, or even in regional MLSs. And when you go inside, and usually there's a big dashboard if you look in many of the MLS organizations now, and you'll see all these little logos. I've talked to many agents. They say, "Oh, those are all pretty." I have no idea what any of them do, right? So RPR is usually one of those logos. So when you're in there, click on this one. But if you got some time, and maybe every morning, maybe right after this coffee chat, go in and click on one of those links and check them out, because there's all kinds of cool stuff in there that that you're paying through your subscription, and it's already done.
You're right. I mean, it's amazing how much those little buttons are overlooked, but that a lot of times, like the one you'll see a lot is it takes you directly to the same property in RPR, so you can do any advanced research. Or one thing I'm seeing pop up a lot now is also deep link for schools to get into the school data. So yeah, it's a great plug for deep links.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is a slide here that's talking about the broker tool set. Maybe tell us a little bit about what's in that broker tool set. That's pretty cool.
Yes, I mean, I wanted to include this because we just talked about how a broker could put the brand at the top of the reports. And this is something that has really been popular. I mean, right now, let's see, in terms of brokers, let's see, I don't have the number in front of me, but I'll get that to share in your follow-up recap. But it's widely adopted. 100% of the broker tool enrollments do the branding component. And basically, if you go to this form on the blog, so blog.narrpr.com, and you click into segments broker, you can enroll right here.
So up here, up the top where it says industry segments, click there, and that'll take you to broker. Okay.
It takes you right in, and then basically you're either getting started. That means you don't have a broker tool account and you want to enroll for the first time and get your company going. You fill out the form from that standpoint. Or if you're already going and you want to add the custom pages, choose add offering to your broker tool set, and it will walk you through the steps. It's a quick setup, and we'll have you going in no time.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, this stuff it looks like like you just literally, did you just hit upload and it adds it to it kind of thing? Just name it and upload it?
That's as easy as it is. Once we turn on the feature, it's upload like that. You can self-administer it, and very easy to operate.
So an agent could do the same thing if they said, I want to, demonstrate like my expertise in this particular neighborhood, or the number of homes I've sold here recently, or whatever they want. It can be included in this.
Go back one screen, will you, for me? For an agent, if you're on the reports page, you don't have to enroll in anything because you have your account going. You can add up to 5 custom PDFs yourself. When you see that report cover on the right-hand side, go directly below it. It doesn't show it in this screenshot, but there's a button that says Add Custom Files. You basically click that. You're going to see it just says Upload. Name it. You can reorganize them, move them to the beginning or the end. And then from that,
Perfect.
it's easy as they become check boxes, just like you see in this screenshot in the middle.
So that could also be right now, that could be local COVID-19 resources or places to get your SBA loans or where to go get your unemployment or any of that stuff, right? If you wanted to.
Fantastic points. Yeah, really good idea, actually. Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. This is awesome. I love RPR. Okay,
So let's see. Yeah, this is just showing the
yeah,
page. There's a little animation in there, but yeah, it's super easy. There's some other offerings we didn't go into today, but you could look more on the blog and learn about them.
gotcha. The broker AVM thing is a pretty cool thing too. Do you want to talk
Yeah.
to that a little bit?
So yeah, we've got this widget that I mean, first of all, everyone agrees the candy on a website seems to be not so much the listing search anymore. It's really about the valuing of a home, right? That
Hmm.
seems to be where people want to play around. The
Exactly.
AVM widget provides that value, and so what we're seeing what we're seeing brokers do is they'll use this widget sometimes internally on a intranet. And the reason they do
Hmm.
that is it actually also, when you put in an address, it returns back deep links to RPR to research a property. But we're seeing
Okay.
more on a external website, like Lila Delman actually was one use case that we recently did. They have it on the homepage of their brokerage website,
Hmm.
right above the fold, and it says, "What's my home worth?" And when you put it in, it
Hmm.
goes to this results page where there's the RVM, I'm sorry, the AVM from RPR. There's
Hmm.
the Zillow's estimate, and they have one other AVM. I can't remember at the time which one it was, but that way the consumer can see all three
Hmm.
and get that initial valuation and request more information from one of their agents. And they're using it as a lead generation or lead capture device.
Yeah, we have a brokerage that's doing the same thing, and it is getting them tons of leads because they basically say you can see that there's no right answer here, right? If you look at all three side by side, they're inevitably always different. So if you want someone that really understands that local market, call me, and they get tons of leads from that. So if there's agents on the call today, tell your broker about that tool because that can help you to generate leads from their website for you, or
That's right.
brokers if you're here, obviously, to try to do
Yeah,
the same
take a
thing.
look at that.
Okay, so let's talk now about training because there's a ton of stuff that if you guys, and I know some of you sound like you have used it, not so much lately, or if you are using it, these guys do probably, of all of the technology companies work with, they're probably one of the best at providing ongoing training, and this is a really good time right now, obviously, to take your time to do it. So let's just talk about that. Maybe you should just give us a quick overview of all the different types of things that are available, Reggie.
It'd be my pleasure. So, and I apologize the font's so light here, but basically, and thank you for the compliments on the learning. We really take this seriously because honestly, we find that with data, we a lot of times need to show the strategies behind it so agents can figure out, how to use it in marketing programs or whatnot. So we've assembled this page, blog.narrpr.com/workshops.
You want to
And
put that back up here, this one
yeah,
right here. Yeah.
that's where it's at. Let me write that down. And then, so when you go to the page, the way we've organized it is you first pick your focus. So is it residential? Is it commercial? Are you a
Oops.
broker, AE? What are you? You pick that up at audience. And then the next choice, what type of learning materials do you want to focus on? Is it a webinar that's live, that's being led in real time by an instructor? That's the first option. The next
Okay.
one, the Watch Now webinars, those are pre-recorded. You don't have to wait. So it's like, watch them right now. You just RSVP for it and you're into a video that immediately plays. Tutorials, shorter form, kind of like LinkedIn Learning. It's a very topical courses that go 5 to 7 minutes and they have a corresponding handout.
Okay.
Quick start guides, they're printer friendly how-tos. So one thing we hear from agents is they love the webinars, but they want print out something that they can kind of use next to their desk as they walk through a series of steps, like maybe creating a CMA for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Quick starts are the perfect item there. And then we do even have a few ebooks for the longer learning on
Mm-hmm.
specific topics. There's almost I think 10 ebooks in there from how to prep for a pre-listing presentation or how to dial in your farming efforts or how to maximize your open house. I will tell you that one is a little untimely for the current market because it uses
Yeah,
this.
of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's great though, and it sounds like those ebooks too. They go a little beyond just RPR. It's more like mentality of what should you do to get ready for a really successful listing presentation,
That's
things like
very
that.
much so. That's correct.
Yeah. So it's good training regardless if you're even using RPR. Hopefully you will, but if you're not, there's still other ways. Okay.
Yeah, and then I just mentioned one other. So there's a special April webinar series, and it's
Mhm.
really how realtors can pivot and use RPR during COVID. And how you can take the digital nature of RPR to really benefit your business. So
Mhm.
if you're interested in that, you can search it from this page. If you put in COVID, or if you go to however you want to do it, go to Google and put RPR COVID, it will come up. But however
Okay.
you want, it was a huge hit last Tuesday. I think we had 4,300 plus
Wow.
RSVP for the, yeah,
That's a
it's
lot.
a big group, and we expect another big group this week.
Yeah, so that's if you want to go deeper on this topic. Today we're kind of just introducing why RPR is something you should be paying attention to and giving you a few tips. But if you really want to learn more about it, go back over to live webinars there and you'll be able to find it. Sounds good. Um,
So this,
yeah.
yeah, the blog. I mean, we do a lot of strategy articles. So
Hmm.
this is just another place. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter, pay attention. But there, we're going to constantly drip out tips. The first article talks about the doubling of mailing labels capacity, or CXV exports, like we talked about. But the one
Hmm.
right below it talks about how you get the absentee owners from a geographic farm area and get a mailing campaign out the door. Maybe that's interesting to you, and you want to get to those investors.
Hmm.
That shows you how. They're all going to really kind of help you get started. And that's been our focus right now, is
Hmm.
really two areas of content. We want to focus on how we can help you, the member, personally and professionally develop your own skills, and then also how
Hmm.
you can help answer the evolving needs of your client today.
And on RE Technology, actually, we repost a lot of these articles too. So definitely subscribe here. But if for whatever reason you miss it there, you might be able to catch it through your daily newsletter that you might be reading through us as well.
Great point.
Okay, let's see. We've got one more, I think. We're going to talk about, yeah,
Yeah,
here, this is another great program. Definitely take advantage of this, guys, if you haven't so far.
yeah. So right tools right now. Um, for those of you that've been in the industry for some time, you'll remember this in the economic downturn back in I think 2008 or 9. But
Hmm.
this program was really exciting for me to watch get brought to life and out to members over I guess it was a couple weeks ago, but it seemed like it
Hmm.
happened overnight.
It did.
Bob, yeah, right. Bob
Hmm.
Goldberg had a plan to get this out. He asked all the groups within NAR to come together and provide resources for the members. And so basically, they gave everything they could, every program and class and certification that is under NAR is either free or offered at discounted rates through this program. So I would go
Hmm.
to this website. Right under the logo, we have the URL. You can also search for it in Google, but it will take you here and you can just scroll all the resources. Take advantage of it. There's lots of opportunities for you on this page.
There is, and the other thing to think about in this time is not only trying to help yourself, continue to have your business move forward during this time, but it's also a good time if you haven't finished your CE for the year, or there's classes. We all have those things that we know we need to know more about, and we never seem to find the time to do it. And there's a lot of those pulled in here at Right Tools right now. They've taken great information from all over the place and put it in one place for you. So definitely take advantage of this. Remember, you're still paying your NAR too, so make sure that you get your money's worth. But they've done some really good stuff here, and RPR is really one of the highlights of this. But there's a lot of other good things in there as well. So, and
Certainly
then
is.
there's some things like if you see that webinars to help you manage your finances. Some of it isn't just about doing business like outwardly. Some of it is about like how to keep yourself in business, if you will, right at this time. So NAR does a lot of good stuff about that, but this is a really important time to brush up your skills on financial management and a lot of different things that'll help you ride out the storm, so to speak.
There is so much. When you start scrolling, I think you're going to be amazed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems like they keep adding things to this. I don't know if I'm crazy, but every time I go back, I think there's more. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's true, but
you're
it seems like it's.
that has really been the play. Every week, I think different teams, we're creating more content for it. We're figuring out new opportunities. So do check back. Don't just visit it once. If you look the first day it came out, I'm guaranteeing you there's more content on there today.
Definitely. Okay, well, thank you so much. I wanted to talk about what we've got coming up later this week. We have, as Some of you may know if you've been on these. We have a coffee chat every morning at 9 o'clock Pacific time. Grab your coffee, or noon if it's lunchtime for you in the East Coast, or somewhere in between. We have a great one tomorrow with Rachel Adams Lee, who is a top 1,000 agents according to the Wall Street Journal. Super smart, has a great team as well as a coaching business. So she's going to tell us a lot of the things that her very tech savvy team is doing in reality right now. And then we've also got Alicia Baruti. If you haven't heard her speak, she's awesome. She's from Bomb Bomb. I don't know where that name ever came from, but what Bomb Bomb does is it really helps you understand in really simple, everyday, every communication types of ways how to use video. Like literally, instead of writing an email, send a video, and she shows you how to do that in a really simple, easy way. And at this time right now, I don't know if you agree with me, Reggie, but it seems like we all need to see each other. Don't you feel like we need those right now? We need video.
Yes.
We need live video. I don't know what that, like, this is a huge psychological experiment that we're all living through right now. But since we can't see each other very often in person, I think, video can be very important, and can be a really important way for you to demonstrate how much you love and care about your customers too. So join us for those. If you want to register for either one of those, or if you'd like us to register you for both of them, put your email in the chat box, and we'll be happy to do that for you. The individual links are here below for you. But anyway, thanks to all of you. Thank you so much, Reggie. And don't forget to go back over to RPR and check out some of those training resources. I'm telling you, this is probably one of the best tools you can use right now. And if you saw, again, if you haven't thought about how to do a digital listing presentation, or an online or a virtual, whatever word you want to use, this is a great way to do that, even if you don't have any budget to, figure it out. Even if you literally just you're going to put your image on it, click report and push it, even if that's all you have time or the energy to do, it's well worth it. I'm telling you, your clients are really going to appreciate it. For those, of course, that are asking, right? We don't want to just push it to people. And remember, not to get too salesy, but it can be really helpful. So thank you so much, Reggie. I appreciate your morning with us. And again, it's, RPR is a great thing. Take advantage of it. And if there's any other topics too that our audience is interested in learning more about, please put that in the chat box for us. I'm happy to, we've got lots of exciting people and people with really good practical advice for you. But if there's something that you just haven't heard enough about yet and you want to learn more, please let us know, because that's what we're here to do, is to try to help you out with this in this COVID-19 thing. I hope everybody is safe. I hope everyone is healthy. And with that, I will turn off, and we will see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody.